Hey YouTube, something I'm very excited about today. I've had these for a little while, but I haven't had a chance to get around to doing a review. From the moment I saw pictures of these guys, I was so excited. Thundercats was always my thing. When I was a kid, I had all of them. I had the Thunder Tank. Unfortunately, they got lost and damaged through different moves. So when I saw these guys, I can't tell you how excited I was. I wanted to get them from as soon as they came out, but over in England, where I am, they still haven't come out. I think it's mid-December that they actually come out. But I got these off somebody who'd imported them. I got Lino and Tigra, so I'm very happy about that, and I'm not disappointed at all. A lot of the reviews I've looked at, it looks like the plastic, I mean, it is quite shiny, but it looks like it's going to be like thin, rubbish, cheapy plastic, a bit like the Power Rangers used to be. But it's not at all. I mean, it is a bit shiny, but it's not soft, but it's soft to the touch. If you get what I mean. It's not, doesn't feel like it's hollow. It's a nice feeling plastic. Some of the issues that have been mentioned, yeah, I mean the eyes are just stickers or like decals on there, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't detract from this figure, for me at least, in any way. Loads of accessories, great articulation, brilliant sculpt, and it's a nice simple paint job. It's as I would want the paint job to be. So I'm very, very happy with these figures. I would be happier if I hadn't just recently found out that they're going to be dropping the 8-inch line and putting it down to a 6-inch line, with Lino doing a silly screamy face. But there we go. Whilst I'm talking about the scale, I'm just going to bring in He-Man, so you can see. Put his sword down. If I stand them side by side, yeah, there is quite a big difference. He is a lot taller. You know, He-Man's 6 inches, maybe a bit more, and Lino's 8 inches, but I don't see a problem with that. The toys, when I was younger, were much bigger than anything else that was out. Lino would have been much bigger than He-Man back in the day, so what's the problem with him still being bigger? They're not the same toy line, they're not the same species. He's half human, half Eternian. He's a Thundercat. Why wouldn't a cat be much bigger? I don't see the issue with the size, the scale. You know, why do you need to display He-Man and Lino next to each other? You know, some people are talking about the DC universe. I mean, yeah, they're the same height, but they're a completely different build. They don't look like they would. They don't like the same toy line, so I don't understand it. There is no problem with the 8-inch scale, but there we go. That's out the window already. And there, just so you have a size comparison with the tiny 4-inch Lino. So that's really annoyed me with people complaining about that. Especially Pop Culture Network, Pixel Dan. I watch his reviews. Most things that he does I'll watch, and I know that's the case with most collectors out there. And I know he gets a lot of samples, and toy companies, I think, listen to what he says and then listen to what people who watch him say. A lot of people will refer to this scale because he has. And it's like, if you want a toy line to continue, don't bitch about it so much that the whole toy community gets up in arms about scale, and then it's cancelled. You know, just be happy that these toys are out. Anyway, there's my moan over. Let's get back to the figure. Yeah, so it's a great figure. Comes with great accessories. You got his claw gauntlet. I love the fact that the small Sword of Omens fits nicely in there, which is brilliant. And it comes with this little blue peg. I'm sure you've all seen reviews before. I just wanted to give you my opinion. Little blue peg that pegs into the side there. This, I would like this to have been bigger. The hole is bigger than the. There's a different shape to the peg that goes in it, so it doesn't really sit in there that snugly. So you get it in. If you get it in the pose you want, which would be something like that, because it used to just magically attach to his leg, and then it. Well, there you go. I've managed to get it to stay, but usually I can't get it to stay when it's in that pose. But yeah, that comes off. I'll show you the articulation. You've got this front and back neck movement, ball jointed. You have got some up and down on the head as well because it's a ball joint. Shoulders up, down, full 360. A single joint in the elbow, but it's a good joint. It's not hindered by any muscles, so you can get quite a good right angle from it. I really like the hand articulation. It's a ball, so swivel ball pivot thing, but I really like the articulation on the hand. You've got waist and this ab crunch. Everyone keeps talking about why hasn't Tiger got it, but anybody that watches this review, let me know how often you use this. Do you use this to get a pose out of? Because I haven't, and it makes no difference to me personally. Legs, they go out, up and back. You've got a cut there, so you get that movement. Double knee joint, which is always nice. You can get some really good poses out of that. A lot of good movement on the ankles as well. You can get a good movement there and up and down. So posability is brilliant. It's better articulation than the Masters of the Universe line, and it's a bigger scale. I don't get why people are complaining. Usually you get bigger figures and they're less articulated, but not with this guy. Two things actually that I have noticed that I'd like to point out. This bit here is coming away, so every time I move this bit here, it's affecting that. And you can push it back in, but every time I move it, these bits are popping out. So I don't know if with too much play these would break off and damage the figure, but I don't know. But that's just something to watch out for. And on the hands, you can kind of see it. I don't know if it will pick it up, but on there, on the hand, can you see it when it does it? I put the sword in, but not very carefully, and because the plastic is quite a soft plastic, and this is paint, it's cracked the paint, so you want to be really careful when handling it, not to, and it's doing it on the inside of the hand as well, not to try and manipulate these fingers because it's cracking the paint on it. You know, I don't play with my figures, I just display them on a shelf, so it's not too bad really, but just something again to watch out for. He also comes with the really big Sword of Omens, and again, you know, with this scale, because it's so big, you get such a massive sword, and I love how big it is. You get a nice Thundercats logo, nice Thundercats logo there. Could have done with a little bit more paint apps to bring out the detail on the hilt, but there we go. So you take out the mini Sword of Omens, you can get that in his hand, and you can bring it up to his face and kind of get the right sort of pose. And then you can put his big Sword of Omens in his hand and, you know, hold it nicely. This is a very soft plastic. If you pose it like this, it will start to bend on itself. Not a big issue, but just something, you know, to be aware of. Okay, and then with the gauntlet, you pop this bit out, and again, you know, be careful with the fingers because, like I say, there is paint cracking on mine. Pop them off. It's a lot easier to get the gauntlet on than it is to get the hand on. You have to be careful with this because it keeps slipping, and I've dropped this and I don't want to break it. But with this it's quite easy because there's no movement, it just pops straight on really. There we go. And there he is, all kitted out like that. So I'll get him in a nice little pose so you can see what I mean about the posability of him. And there we go. So you can get some really nice poses out of him. Give another little close up of his face there. Really, really nice figure. If you're thinking about getting this but not sure, I'd still get it, even though they're cancelling the line. It's definitely worth having. It's a lovely, lovely figure. So yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna get my camera to stay still. Bring Tiger in. So you have the two of them together. And they look great. Why wouldn't you want those on your shelf? Great, thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.